Welcome back, and we are going to start our discussion of rational expressions and equations. And so really by the end of all this, we want to be able to solve rational equations, and then to do that, we're going to have to talk about rational expressions first, and then work on solving rational equations. We will see some problems in context. But to get started here, first thing we want to do is just do a little bit of review. So we have been doing this in the course so far, but we haven't really formalized it. So if we have numbers like 3/5 and 1/2, we want to be able to find their sum product, or sum difference, product, and quotient. So I want you to pause the video after I finish writing these out and give it a shot. So we have 3/5, and then the sum is adding, so 1/2, okay, and then we have 3/5 minus 1/2 for the difference, and product is 3/5 times 1/2, and then 3/5 divided by 1/2. Okay, so pause the video and try each of these. And here are the answers. I didn't finish adding here. 11/10 for the first one, and then 1/10 for the second one, and 3/10 for the third one, and then 6/5 for the last one. Okay, so just again to briefly review, 3/5 and 1/2, you can't add them as they are. Adding and subtracting requires common denominators, so I did that in the second step here in each case, and then once you have common denominators, you can add the numerators. Okay, the idea here is that if you envision a circle, so I'm going to split it into 5 parts. Let's see, no, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I have 3 of them, and then I add to that, 1/2. Okay, there we go. We have to be able to add, or in order to add these, we need same size pieces. So if we split each of these fifths into half again, and then we would have to split this 1/2 into 5 different pieces. So I have 5 halves, and then 5/10 in the second one, and then 6/10 in this first one, so then together they have 11 halves. And then similarly, if you take them away, you're going to be left with 1/10. For the case of multiplication, again, if you have 3/5, so you have this case, so we have 3/5, and we have this piece, and this piece, and you're multiplying it by 1/2, so you take half of this, so you'd be left with 3/10 only. Okay, so you no longer have that other piece. Okay, and then similarly, if you take each of those pieces and divide them into half each, you end up with 6 pieces of size 5. So that's just a little review of numbers. And then now with expressions, same sort of idea. So we have 3/x plus x over 3, and then we have, 3/x minus x over 3, and then 3/x times x over 3, 3/x divided by x over 3. I want you to again pause the video, try each of these. And here are the answers. So again, with addition and subtraction, you need to get to a common denominator. So in this first one, I multiply numerator and in this first term, I multiply numerator and denominator by 3. Second expression, I multiply by x to numerator and denominator. And so I get 9/3x plus x squared over 3x. And then at this point, again, since I have common denominators, and I add, I just have to add the numerators. Subtraction, similar thing. Multiplication, again, I can just multiply numerators and denominators as they are. Students like to think you need a common denominator here in multiplication. You actually don't need a common denominator in each of these. You can, but it's not going to help. Okay, it's just going to make your life a little bit more complicated. Okay, and so at the end of the day, I get 1 for the second one because 3x and 3x would reduce to become 1. And then remember, with division, you have to change it to multiplication by the reciprocal, so changing that second expression to 3/x, and there we go. All right, so next we're going to look at some more intricate rational expressions and go on from there into rational equations.